Mr. Scary Studios. Number 1.
Hi guys, I am new to the forum, so this will be my first post. Last week I have been running the same route, about 3 miles every day. I am a 5'11" guy and am 18 years old, but this has been on my mind almost every day this week. My route starts at my house, which then leads down to a road leading to a trail slash reservation or whatever. That takes up most of the run. After the reservation, there are some steep hills, and then I am home. The first day I started running this route, I could tell something was off. The reservation is home to an abandoned water plant, and part of the trail leading to its abandoned road. However, there is a farmhouse in the middle of the reservation that seems to attract a lot of attention. I'm not sure if it's a gang meeting place or possible drug distribution type house, but there was a lot of activity going on in it. There is a road in the middle of the trail that leads to this house, and every car coming from the outside is heading to this place. Cars are littered everywhere, some with people standing outside them, staring me down. However, as a start, I leave the trail area and go to the hills. A black tinted Mercedes speeds past me. I take notice of the car and don't think much about it, but as I was running up the first hill, it comes back again, on my right side. I didn't notice that it was the same car until I saw it a third time, and fourth, and fifth time. The fifth time, I was just coming up my driveway and I could tell this guy was taking note of me. So what should I do? Should I keep running on this route and call the police if I see him? Find his license? Or should I just stop running on this route? Any advice would be appreciated. I'll leave a link to this subreddit in the description below.
Number 2.
I hope this is okay to write here, seeing as we technically already know each other. Quick prologue. In high school I had the best male friend. It was a known fact that he was a super into me, and people would give me shit all the time for leading him on. Never once did I try to become romantically involved with him. Was not into him like that. So he starts intensely dating my best friend. They have a frighteningly abusive relationship for years. He physically harms her. I hate him. Then we all moved to the same city just by chance, and she admits to me that she found a folder on his computer when they were dating that was just pictures of me, from Facebook I guess, just in a folder. Then I randomly see him at a show in Brooklyn where he met my then boyfriend. Then he starts contacting me. Had no idea he had my number still, but he would only text me at 4 a.m., saying incoherent nonsense, however redundant that might be, about how thick my butt was, using more vulgar terminology, and how he used to wank it to me in high school, and how I almost ruined his relationship with my best friend because of my body, and all sorts of gross, crude remarks. Then when I asked him to stop, he said he needed help because he had a drug problem, and he was going to kill himself if I didn't talk to him. This went on for a while. Not sure why I didn't block his number. I told him I would call the police, but I guess I was legitimately afraid he would hurt himself. Fast forward 2 years later, it's starting again. This time I live on the other side of the country. Same text at 4 a.m., his time on the opposite coast, about my ass and how I defined his ideal woman. Gross, not flattering, telling him to stop, will block and call the police. Begs me not to stop to him because he needs to talk to me. Legitimately afraid he's going to show up on my street. Wouldn't put it past him. My boyfriend is pissed and wants to get involved. I'm almost to the point of letting my boyfriend text him just to make him stop. Blocked him on Facebook. Then I instantly get an Instagram request. Enough is enough. So high school sweetheart, let's not meet again.
Number 3.
This happened about 6 months ago. I was 22 at the time, and my daughter was only 4. I lived in a 2-story house with just me, my daughter, and my husband. I was taking at-home classes to be an iPhone specialist starting at 5 p.m. and ending at 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. My husband had left for his 2 weeks of training he does every year for the military, so it's just me, my daughter, and our pit bull mix, Mavis. I had just finished my classes for the week and had the weekend free, so I decided to go to my mother's house until Sunday. So I packed up my stuff and my daughter's stuff, and we went for the weekend. We returned home Sunday to find someone had broken into our home. There are muddy footprints and windows open, but nothing was missing. I was going to call the police, but my sister's husband explained that the cops wouldn't do anything. Nothing happened that night, but the next day my mother came over to pick my daughter up so I could do my classes without worrying what she was into. They left, and I went to watch the class upstairs. I put my headphones on so I could hear my instructor teach the class, but swear I keep hearing stuff downstairs. I even texted my mom and told her I heard stuff downstairs, and it was creeping me out. But she assured me it was probably just Mavis because everything was locked up tight and no one could get in. I agreed, thinking I was probably just freaking myself out. I continued listening to my instructor teach, and I swear I heard footsteps on the stairs. So I hurry up and take my headset off and listen. I didn't hear anything. I walked down the stairs and didn't see anything either. So I went back to class. At 10 p.m. my class was over and my mom decided to just keep my daughter for the night. I was doing my homework with Mavis upstairs with me, and all of a sudden she started barking and growling and ran downstairs. Now Mavis usually barks and growls at the slightest noise outside, so I didn't think much of it, but decided I should check it out anyway because of what happened while I was at my mother's. Again, nothing out of the ordinary, so I went back upstairs. I was finally done with homework and it's about midnight, so I went downstairs and called my mom like I do every night. We were talking and I decided I opened my daughter's door and peeked my head in. I don't know why I did this because my daughter was at my mom's for the night. Just a habit, I guess. I should have mentioned earlier that when you look in my daughter's room, her bed is on the far wall, a good ways away from the door, so you can clearly see under the bed. So I opened the door and to my horror a man was under her bed. I just froze and didn't move. Just stood there in shock. After what felt like minutes, I slowly shut the door and whispered into the phone to my mom that there's a man in my house under my daughter's bed. My mom was terrified and she screamed at me to get outside and stay on the phone with her. She had my brother call the police, so I ran outside with Mavis and waited for the police to arrive. About 3 minutes they came and searched my house and found no one, but they discovered my bathroom window was open, and they happened to shine their light at the living room window so I could clearly see 2 huge handprints where they slid the window down. The cops waited for my mom and my brother to get there, and while we're waiting, they told me about this man that usually stays 2 houses down from mine with his parents. Both of his parents have pretty bad drug habit. And this guy has been known to put women in the hospital and trying to kill them. What scares me more is since we have bought this house, my daughter has been terrified and always told my mom she wanted to stay with her parents. It wasn't safe at mommy's house. I didn't think too much of it because I thought maybe it was just a new place, and you know how kids are with new places. After this whole thing happened, I stayed with my mom until my husband came home. We decided to ask our daughter about the house. What she had told absolutely terrified me. She said that night while her dad and I sleep, monsters come to her window and try to get in. She says it's a boy monster and a girl. The next day we installed alarms on all of our windows and security lights. I can't stop questioning why this man was underneath my daughter's bed. Was he waiting for me to go to sleep? Was he waiting for my mom to bring my daughter back home and I put her to bed? I get sick to my stomach thinking what could have happened. Update. I don't know why the man just stayed still under her bed. Maybe he thought I didn't see him, but I'm glad he didn't.